Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome into Mountain Man Treasure today. A quick look at what I sold over the last 24 hours.
Mountain Man, Mountain Man.
Treasures.
Welcome into the channel, guys. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Troy. I'm a reseller in Montana. That means I go to garage sales and estate sales. I go to thrift stores. I buy stuff, and then I sell it again online. Mostly I do that on eBay. It's how I pay the bills. And I've been doing this for part-time for quite a long time. Full-time now for, I'm not sure what it is, 6-8 months, something like that, and have really ramped up our efforts into both eBay and YouTube. And so if this is something that you enjoy, hit the subscribe button down below. Lots more videos coming the rest of the summer and into the winter months. Lots of garage sale footage that I've kind of squirreled away, stored up. Probably a garage sale video in the next day or two, so look forward to that. But today, we're going to take a look at what sold, and then we're going to come back and wrap things up.
Cool batch of stuff going out today. Let's start over here with cassette tapes. Look at that, Guns N' Roses. We got Volume 1 and Volume 2. They will sell individually, but obviously they're going to sell better. As I said, I picked these up just this past weekend. They picked up watchers almost immediately. Really cool sets. I bought a whole bunch of cassette tapes and the soft case that they were in, $2. And so a lot of those were junk tapes, but there were some really good ones in there, including these guys. And they would have sold, I had them at like $19 and change. They would have probably sold right there, but I wanted to get a quick sale. So I sent out an offer. It was accepted, 18 bucks plus shipping on these. Remember, I paid $2 for everything. Same sale that I got the next two things. This, I paid $40, by the way, at that sale for everything. This is number 3785 Traxxas, I guess. It's like an RC motor. Still new and sealed. Great sell-through on this. And I got that one and actually one other different model. That one also picked up a quick watcher. I sent out an offer and they accepted 18 bucks plus shipping. Spyro, again, from that same sale for the PlayStation. I actually got beat to the games at that sale. I was looking at some other stuff, looked over and realized, oh man, there's games sitting on that box that a guy was going through. He grabbed a bunch of them. I don't know what he grabbed. I think they were Xbox games. Bummer, but I went over after he left and mixed down in with the CDs some PlayStation games. And so we actually got several pretty good games. And very happy with Spyro. It sold for $19.19 plus shipping. Got a movie down here. Not real high dollar, but, too cool to leave behind. Idle Hands on DVD sold for $4.99 plus shipping. This little guy also sold for $4.99 plus shipping, I believe. I'm trying to get him, well, we'll just let him sit. Look at that. That thing is pretty cool. This is a vintage figure. And when I had to look up, I didn't know what these guys were. I had to figure it out online that he's a computer warrior. I don't remember these guys from 1989, but he sold for $4.99 plus shipping. Cool international sale on this one. This, not real high dollar. It's not super fancy, but it is a solid condenser mic that'll hook up to your computer. You could do like podcasts and any kind of basic broadcasting with this thing. And this sold internationally, $18.87 plus shipping. It's headed to Zambia. I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've shipped anything to Zambia. But now, I mean, Australia all the time. So we now ship A to Z officially. Pretty cool on that. Here we've got George Harrison. Got a vinyl going out. And this one, I got an offer. I countered and they accepted it. $12 plus shipping. Couple of A&W Bears. His name is Rudy. R-O-O-T-Y. Vintage bears, you can see they're slightly different. The felt mouths are a little bit different. I listed them individually. And I got an offer from one buyer on two of them. And so I did cut them a deal because they were buying two. So $10 a piece, $20 plus shipping for the pair of Rudy bears. I actually have a few others that I need to get listed. I only had those two listed I'll list those others now. I can take new pictures and just sell similar, so that'll work out well. Pretty good for those. This a really cool shirt. Single stitch Earth Day. It's like the World Wildlife Federation. And I picked this up this past weekend for $1 at a sale. And it sold very, very quickly for $28 plus shipping. And then Ed Hardy picked this up where I got all the hats at that sale, and then picked up a few other items. I got 3 Ed Hardy shirts, and I bought 2 different shirts for $35 and say, hey, if I buy these, will you throw the 3 Ed Hardys in for free? He had them tagged at $2, which was still a killer deal, but he said yes. So this was absolutely free once I bought the others, and I sold it for $25 plus shipping. Like I said, still got 2 others. Let me move this stuff. We'll show you the best sale. All right, here you go, the best sale, and it's still actually got its original bag. It's not in the original box. This is not a Resistol hat. The Resistol probably ended up in the original box, and it's upside down, but you can still read it. It's a Stetson. So it's a 3X. We'll take it out. Hold on. All right, here we go. So it is now out. Really cool silvery color. That needs a little bit of work to get that back to how it's supposed to look. It was probably stored away for a long time. But this is a Stetson. If you don't know cowboy hats, cowboy brands, Stetson is a name to remember. And look at that. It's XXX Stetson. The more X's that are on there, this is made with beaver pelt, is what the hat's made out of. The more X's that they have on there, the higher quality, the more beaver pelt is included in the material. So this is 3X Beaver right there, the John B. Stetson Company. You get something like 7, 8, 10. Those are going to be much higher dollar. So the more X's on Stetsons, the better the hat is. The higher quality, the more you can get out of it. This is a beautiful hat. I got this at a sale. Originally, they said they were going to do it for $25, which is still a really solid deal on a Stetson. Especially one that I don't know if it was worn. If it was worn, I mean, there is a little bit of wear inside on the band, but very, very infrequently, if at all. So $25 is certainly a good deal on it, but we ended up bundling other stuff together, and I got out of there for $45. So I'm not honestly sure exactly where we ended up on cost for this, right? But let's just assume $25. 7 1/8, so it's a little bit small. That also cuts down on value. But I picked up watchers on this one really quickly as well. Could have held out and got a little bit more money, but it takes up a lot of room, and I wanted to move it out. So I did offer, counter offer. We went back and forth with a buyer in Colorado. Eventually settled on $100 plus shipping. Now, one thing to keep an eye out for is when you get these hats, it's really nice to get the box with it, because if you ship these hats correctly, it's kind of a pain in the butt. I mean, you look at this thing, this is how you ship them. I'll put it back in the bag, which is also how you should ship it, but it ships upside down. This is how cowboy hats rest, is upside down. And then I've got the lid underneath it to put on, but see, it's got space around the edge so that the brim is not going to get crushed. And this is a $100 hat. I mean, once they pay for shipping, it's pushing a $150 hat. You want to make sure that they get it and get it in the right shape. And so you don't want to crush the brim. So you have to ship it in a box that's a little bit bigger than the brim. So if you don't have one of these original boxes, you can actually make your own, because this is just a ring. This actually comes out. It's just a ring. And so you want to make it the same size as the crown of the hat. You can do that if you cut down another box. Cut a hole in it so that this can sit in it upside down. And then you're going to want to put a bigger box or Frankenbox 2 other around it, depending on the size of the hat. But that's why I only pick up hats that I know are going to be worth good money, because it is kind of a pain to ship them correctly. And then we've got some ducks headed on out. I know, my shadowy table over here. The eyelashes duck, little bitty eyelashes duck. We've got the eyeball duck. He's one of the newer additions. This one's super cool. And then Dracula Duck, complete with, he made a mess of his dinner. And these three going out to Miss Jane. Jane, thank you so much. She said she worries that she's becoming duck addicted. That's not a bad thing, Jane. You get them all in a row, things are going to be going well for you. Thank you so much. I sure appreciate you. And then we've got over here a quartet. We've got the Black Monster, Halloween-looking guy, and the blue Halloween-y monster. This might be one of my favorites of the new Halloween bunch, along actually with the eyeball. That one was incredible. But this one just has a neat look, even on the nose. We got the little were duck and the skeleton duck. And those four are going out to my main man, Josh, over at Flips Finds Fun. Check out his eBay store, but also go check out his YouTube channel. Really, really good. A fantastic guy, great family. Mrs. Flips is there as well, and she is fantastic. So go check out the Flips family. Josh, thanks so much for stopping in and for your support. I appreciate you, my friend.
And speaking of Josh, my man sent me the Big Chill. He had a big vinyl haul here recently, and he was going through them, and I messaged him and, maybe commented on the video and said, hey, the Big Chill, I'm your buyer for that thing. This thing is still new and sealed. If you don't know, that Big Chill movie, Tom Berenger, Glenn Close, Goldblum is in that one. The movie, it's fine, but I love the soundtrack. And I've recently, you can see it, I think, back there, picked up a machine. It's got record player, also cassette, CD, radio. I can do anything on that. I love it. And I've been listening to more vinyl as I list and as I edit and pack and that sort of thing out here. And the Big Chill is one that I've been looking for. I said, hey, I'd be down to pick that up. And Josh just sent it to me. I was going to pay for it. The man sent it to me. I mean, this thing's Bad Moon Rising, CCR, of course, Beach Boys, The Four Tops, Percy Sledge, Marvin Gaye, Steve Miller Band. This thing is loaded with amazing music. I'm excited to open it and to put it on there. Josh, thank you, my friend. I sure appreciate you. And it was nice to find that in the mail. You know what? Before we finish up, I want to talk about just that, finding stuff. So I think my biggest regret in terms of how I have ramped up eBay in the last several years is my storage system. I've tried to implement the skewing system, and hit and miss. I've got that, sort of. I'm really bad at putting new SKUs on new items. They just kind of go in bins, and generally they go, all the new stuff is in one particular bin. And so I know if I just listed it, it's in that bin, and it works pretty well. 95% of the time I can find all my stuff. It's not a problem. All the movies are in one spot. All the Christmas is in one spot. Halloween's in one spot. I have like things in like places. So for the most part, I can find stuff. But every once in a while, one of those things crops up that I just can't figure out what the heck I did with it. And I had one of those things today. Actually, these guys. It's still sealed. Actually, pretty cool. They're 5 1/4 inch double-sided high-density diskettes. You remember these? If you're like me and old, you remember these from school. Plugging in Oregon Trail on these bad boys. These are blanks. And I sold them for, I think it was $18.97, 18 something. You'll see it on the next What's Sold. It sold overnight. And I would have packed this up and shipped it out today, but I could not remember where I put it. I could not find it. I went through multiple bins, some of them twice, going crazy. It was so frustrating. I was really close to having to message the customer and say, I don't know what happened. Luckily, I had some extra time to sit down and look for it and think about it. But I wasted a ton of time today doing that. That's part of why this thing is dropping later than usual. I wasted, I don't know how much time, too much, looking for these things. And once I sat down and sort of was like, okay, what the heck did I do with these? Remembered it was part of a reorganization of a couple bins. I consolidated and I moved a couple things. This was one of the things I moved, and you can just see it over there, right? That top drawer of the little mini filing cabinet. That's where I put it, along with other blank media. And I just forgot that that's what I had done. just forgot. I didn't mark it down anywhere. So that's what I regret is, once you're in it, it's hard to dig your way out. If I would have started at the very beginning with a very clear SKU system or some sort of system to let me know when a thing sells, this is where it is, it would make it so much easier. It's hard now when I've got 1,700 items listed to turn back time, to go back and implement something when I'm already knee deep, waist deep, neck deep, whatever I am in this thing. It's tough. So I know we've got a lot of newer resellers watching this channel. If you're a newer reseller, if you're not, if you're like me, you need to put some effort in. One of the things we want to do this winter is work on getting that SKU system set, because you waste too much time trying to find stuff like this in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a bad deal. We talk about getting your ducks in a row. I have to get my ducks in a row when it comes to my SKU system and my storage. Trying to find something silly, I could have been listing. I could have been editing a video. I could have been sitting down watching a TV show, whatever it is, be it work or relaxation. I lost it because I wasn't organized enough on this particular item. Let me know down below hey, I wish I would have fill in the blank. For those that have been doing this reselling for a while, good information for those that are new. Help them avoid some of the pitfalls that we find ourselves in. So leave that down below, and folks, read the comments down below, get some good information. I should mention also that the hat that we're auctioning off for the Gary Sinise Foundation, appropriately a Gary Sinise hat sent to us by Ryan, the Vintage Viking. The link to that is in the description as well. A couple of bidders on that already. 100% of the proceeds going to the Gary Sinise Foundation. They do a lot of work helping our wounded veterans. 10% of every duck that you buy out of our store also goes to the Gary Sinise Foundation. Guys, I appreciate you. See you next time.